What's up, campers, and more specifically backpackers? Today we're going to go through an in-depth walkthrough along with some tricks and tips of MSR's Hubba Hubba NX2 backpacking tent. So if you're here from the Instagram post, we are going to go over some tricks and tips of how to set up those features that I was talking about. And if you're not, we're going to go over why I bought this tent, some of the features that were actually the ones that made me buy it as opposed to all the other tents. I've had this tent for probably, I think I bought it in 2016, so it's almost 10 years old. This is definitely an older version. I'm assuming they kept all the features that I liked about it in the newer versions. This tent is, I think, packed weight is 3.7 pounds, which is, it's a two-person tent, so it's not the lightest backpacking tent, but I backpack with this because I'm a bigger dude. I like to have my pack inside, all little trinkets and stuff. So this is perfect for two people if you want to sleep in there like sardines. Is that Alex? We have a homie coming up, so we're monitoring the GMRS radios. But I like this tent as a solo person. It's not that light, and if you're not an ultralight person, this might be the one for you. So let's go through an in-depth setup along with what it comes with, and like I said, some tricks and tips. First of all, pack down. I do like how it has the cinch straps. So I just stuffed it in here, but once you get it down, you can really cinch this thing down and get it pretty freaking tight. It's always a good feature when you can cinch. And everything is in here, so you can put it at the bottom of your pack on the outside, or you can throw it in the inside on the side. Do you like how it has a little handle if you're trying to grab it out? But also when you open it up, I really like how it has this system that's basically like, what do they call it with like backpacks? Open face. So it's not like you're shoving everything in just from the top. It has an open face, and then you basically shove everything in there, put this thing in here, this flap, tuck the flap in, cinch it down with the cord, and then cinch it down just how I showed you. What you're gonna get in this thing is the footprint. I believe you get the footprint. I don't think I bought that separately. The Rainfly, the tent poles, which are extremely light, especially not having used this in a long time, and the tent itself, as well as 10 tent stakes. So let's show you how I set this up. And one of the main reasons why I bought this tent is because you can set it up rainfly first, so that if it's raining or you wanted to use it as like a shelter, you don't have to set up the whole tent. You can actually set up the Rainfly first, crawl inside and set up the tent from the inside, bring your backpack in so the vestibules are covering all your gear so you won't get wet. So let's go through how to set it up like that. And along the way, there's a couple features that you have to anticipate if you want to use these features, meaning you can basically from the inside of the tent, unhook the Rainfly and just basically have it half covered. So if you wanted to sleep kind of under the stars, but you might be expecting rain, if it starts raining, you can easily reach your hand outside the tent and put the Rainfly back on. So let's go over it step by step, and I'll give you some zoomed in features when it, excuse me, out here drinking beer, when necessary. All right, and this will be a real-time setup, so you can definitely get better at setting up this tent. If it's your first time backpacking, or even if it's your first time using this tent and you want to go backpacking with it, I always highly recommend setting this up at home in optimal conditions, when it's not windy, when it's not rainy, or if it is windy at home and you want to see how this tent does in wind, setting it up, you know, trial it out, use it as your like test lab. It will get a little windy today, it's been kicking up, so we'll see how this goes. So the first thing I always take out are the tent poles. They do have a little, you know, tent pole bag. Some people, if they're good being super ultralight, they don't even use all the packing systems. Another thing that I really love about this tent is that it's a one pole system, meaning that all the poles that you will set up are connected to each other. So when you unravel it, you're not gonna lose any tent poles because they're all connected. I have had this tent for 10 years, like I said, and I did have to redo the shock cord probably around year 6. So, and that's standard with tents, I feel like, especially if you're not using it and the shock cord is always like tensioned out. The shock cord will get released. Maybe I'll do a video of how to do shock cord. You can usually pick it up from any outdoor shop, or you can order it online, but see how this is all clicking together? I believe this is, I want to say aircraft grade aluminum, but I don't really know. So the hubs, as you can see, they all have the little hubs right there. So this is the entire tent pole system. that I have right here. So let's say you pull up to camp and it's raining. You take out the poles first. This is the Rainfly. Then you're gonna grab your footprint right here. So what's cool about this tent is it's basically standalone, meaning one, you don't need trekking poles to set it up. If you're watching this video and you're looking for one of those tent pole setups, which are usually a lot lighter, the ultralight setups, this is not an ultralight setup. I would think not, but it is extremely, extremely light tent. It was actually blowing away. So first thing you want to do is put your tent poles into the ends. And I'm going to show you, pull out my phone and show you a quick little video right here of how the stacking system works. And the stacking system is what the magic of this tent really is. So in this stacking system, this is the Rainfly. There's this little tab, kind of looks like a soda can tab. So I'm trying to do this one-handed. Oops. This is the little pole. This is the little, this is the little clip, right? In this stacking system, I'm gonna try to do this with one hand. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right. I'm gonna put it in here. As you can see, the little tent nub goes in the little hole, and that's your first stack right there. So you're gonna do this for all 4 sides. So I have 2 of the sides done right here. I'm gonna come over to the other side. Clip the other 2 in. And like I said, I haven't set this tent up in quite a while, so I'm a little rusty, but once you practice, just like with everything, you will get faster and it'll be more intuitive to set up. So right here, this is kind of part of the magic of how you can set it up Rainfly-First. This is standalone. What I am gonna do is now I'm gonna stake this down because all the tension of where the poles are gonna go are where they need to be. And if the rain picks up, because this tent is so light, this tent will definitely fly away on you. So honestly, for a backpacking tent, I actually really love these tent poles. They're super solid, really easy, and extremely light. Check these out. So I believe it comes with 10 of them. So pretty simple. And of course, for this review, I always get a lot of questions about this hammer. I gotta bust out the fancy MSR hammer. So let's get this tensioned out. I'm gonna go basically at a 90-degree angle into the ground. This ground's pretty soft, so it's not gonna need much. Put a little tension on the Rainfly as I'm staking it down. Yeah, super soft ground. All right, final one. So I just checked on the camera and it basically looks invisible. So let me give you a little close up from the phone. This is what it looks like when it's staked down with the footprint to the frame, basically. Boom, pretty simple. This pole on top, I believe you want it this direction, not this direction. You want this pole underneath like that. Boom. Next, we're gonna set up the Rainfly. All right, long ways right here. What you want to do is bring it over. So once you get the Rainfly basically oriented, you're gonna see on the corners there are the same little stacking tabs, and you're gonna put these right butted up against the footprint tabs. So these are the same little tabs. You're gonna put them right under there. And you're gonna do that for all 4 corners. Got some motocross guys, cross-country motorcycle stuff, pretty cool coming around. I actually had the Rainfly on backwards, meaning this is kind of interesting for this tent. The print for the actual MSR, I forgot. See how it says MSR backwards right here? This is actually supposed to be on the inside of the tent. So let me just flip this around. Hopefully you can still hear me over the motorcycles. Once you stack that side, there are the same stacking mechanisms right where the zipper connects in the above the vestibules. So again, this is that same little stacking system. I'm gonna clip it to there. Situate it. Same on the other door, same, oh, that one just came off. Same stacking system. I'm gonna clip it to there. Little tip, when you're putting these on, if you're a single person, get it to kind of where it needs to be, and the tension is what's gonna hold these on. So kind of pull it and make your way to the other one so it doesn't come undone. Let's find it, it's at the top of the zipper. Let me go on this side. I was trying to face the camera the whole time, but this is easier. So that tension is still on. I'm pulling it this way towards the camera very lightly so I can keep that tension on it. And I'll show you right here, again, the exact same stacking system at the top. Goes like that, and then we're gonna pull everything down. And now we're gonna do the corners of the tent. Same stacking system, boom. So now we have the shelter of the Rainfly, and we don't even have the tent set up on the inside. I do have the doors open already, but if it was raining or super windy, and this is something preference choice when you pack up your tent, if you want to keep all your zippers closed, if they were closed, this would already be closed, but you can hop in there and start setting it up. All right, so inside, usually you would also stake down the vestibule doors right in front here. Same thing in the back, but for the purpose of the video, I'm actually gonna put this back so you're gonna see how I'm gonna set up the inside, and hopefully I can get all the shots. Being solo with the camera might get a little hard, but I'll see if you guys can get the point and make it as clear as I can. So I'm gonna stake out this back vestibule so it's not flapping, and you guys can kind of see how this is gonna work. This is a great time if you just wanted to get shelter from a storm and you're not done backpacking for the day and you just wanted to throw up something so that you and your hiking partner, or just you, plenty of room, especially when these are all zipped up, for your bags and to people to, I don't know, make a cup of coffee, play Uno, whatever. So now we have the tent inside, and this is a trick slash tip for when you're setting up your tent to be able to use all these features. Our vestibule is gonna zip closed like that, so we also want our tent zipper to be zipping this way and not this way. So we have the zipper right here on this side, zipping down. And what you're gonna wanna do is that stacking system for where your feet are gonna be, because your head will be up here by the zippers, you're gonna stack the tabs now right on top of the two previous tabs that we just had. Now that we have the tabs for the tent staked in, the ones that are by our feet, because we're gonna be laying like this, for the ones that are by your head, if you wanna use one of the features that I like, you're gonna come down here, and I'm gonna try to capture this. So before you put the tent one on, all right, we have the footprint here, then the Rainfly stacked on top of it, correct? We're actually gonna take the Rainfly one off, and I'm gonna need two hands, so let me put the camera down. Right, so we removed the Rainfly one. Now we're gonna stack the tent on the bottom of this one, so the tent tab will be in the middle. Boom, so now that the tent tab is on there, now we're gonna pull down the Rainfly tab and stack that one on the outside, and I'll show you why towards the end of this video. All right, so now in the stacking system, we have the footprint on top, the tent stack in the middle, and the Rainfly on the outside. We're gonna do the same thing with this other corner that is near our head. All right, now that we're stacked properly, remember it's different stacks on our feet side and our head side, we're gonna set up the tent. Same stacking system. This is gonna stack on the outside, right behind where the Rainfly is. So right here, it's going butt up. So right here, it's going right behind where the Rainfly is. So now that we're clipped in with the stacking system there, open your tent door on this side, and before you hook up this other one above our heads right here, go over here and clip your tent in to the poles. This clip is gonna go right to the poles, just like that. And this is the side that is the front. meaning facing the camera. We're gonna do the same thing, put that right there. All right, just like that. And again, we are doing all this while we're basically under the cover of the Rainfly, and you want the door open because now you're gonna get inside the tent. I know it's kind of silly, but this is how it works. All right, we're inside the tent. We're gonna take the outer clip here, clip this up here. And if you're doing this with your backpacks, I have the vestibules open right now, but put your backpack under the tent in the vestibules. So while you're doing this, they're not getting wet. I'm gonna clip the other one on this side in here. This bottom corner, we're gonna clip to this pole. Boom. We're in the tent right now and we're reaching out to grab the clips on the outside and clipping them to the tent pole. So one-handed is kind of difficult, but here, this is what I'm doing. I'm grabbing it, kind of using the inside too, and the outside, and clipping these on. All right. Finally, we're gonna take this tab, so we're inside the tent. This is the final clip. We're gonna take this tab and it's gonna go to this stacking system right here, the same one we did with the one behind us. Take this, grab the pole, stack it right in there. Boom. And now we are set up. We can close the door, chill for a moment. We just set up the entire tent while we were inside the Rainfly. So now for the reason why we stacked the Rainfly on the outside is because you can reach out while still being basically inside the tent. You can reach outside the tent and take off the Rainfly on both sides. So let me do the other side real quick. And now from the inside of the tent, we can roll back the Rainfly halfway so that if you wanted to sleep with your head on this side and see the stars, you can. But let's say it starts getting a little bit humid or you start getting rain, then you just do the opposite. You're sleeping, all you have to do is reach out, pull the Rainfly down, and clip the clips back in, zip you up, and you'll be nice and cozy. And you can do this while getting minimally wet. You never have to really get out of your tent completely to do this. So this is the basics of the MSR Hubba Hubba NX2, along with some of my features and kind of how to do them. Another feature I really like is it does have the pop out vents with the Velcro, so you can have plenty of airflow and still be protected from the rain. Great solid tent in general. When I was backpacking in my backpacking days, this is a great option. Or if you need like a one to two person overlanding tent, this is also a great option. Pretty easy to set up, super sturdy. I have fit the Climate, the sleeping system that I have, the Climate Double V will fit in here. It's like the perfect size of the footprint. So I do that sometimes, but this time I'm rocking a single person pad with the Rumple, and I'll do a review of that a little later. And eventually YouTube walking through that whole Rumple's new wrap sack. But let me know if y'all have any questions in the comments. I'll put the link to this tent, to my Amazon storefront in there, or get it wherever you can. Till next time, remember to keep your camp safe, clean, and informed.